Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Joycelynn Green, and today I'm excited to take you on a journey into the captivating world of leadership dynamics through the lens of the movie Crimson Tide. We will examine the conflict between Lieutenant Commander Hunter and Captain Ramsey, two very different leaders. Their differing approaches to leadership provide a clear picture of the current leadership theory controversy that we see and hear a lot about in today's time. First, let's discuss Captain Ramsey, who is the perfect example of an authoritative leader. He values a rigid line of command and follows instructions without question. A few aspects to highlight of his effectiveness are: one, his chain of command. Captain Ramsey creates and upholds a distinct chain of command. He's an advocate for the organizational structure that guarantees orders are obeyed without question. In the military setting depicted in the movie, efficiency and discipline are frequently dependent on having a clear chain of command. Two, his decisiveness. Captain Ramsey displays a strong sense of decisiveness, especially in dire situations. His strong determination to fire nuclear missiles into the absence of confirmation demonstrates his capacity for making difficult choices quickly. When quick action is needed, this decisiveness may be to his advantage. Three, his commitment to mission. Throughout the entire movie, Captain Ramsey exhibits a constant commitment to the mission, in this case, safeguard national security. This dedication can be considered a necessity for a military commander, particularly in the scenarios with significant consequences. And last, his discipline and order. Ramsey's commanding leadership style provides the submarine with discipline and order. His emphasis on obeying commands helps to create an environment that is structured, which is essential to a military unit's effective operation. It is important to remember, while Captain Ramsey's strict leadership style might work in some military settings, the movie also examines the drawbacks and restrictions of this kind of leadership, especially in unpredictable and dynamic circumstances. With that being said, we will now take a look into a more participative style of Lieutenant Commander Hunter. When we turn our attention to Lieutenant Commander Hunter, his approach tends to be more interactive, appreciating teamwork, other viewpoints, and candid conversations. This stands in sharp contrast to Captain Ramsey's commanding manner. Some elements that demonstrate Lieutenant Commander Hunter's efficiency as a participatory leader in the movie are his one, openness to input. Lieutenant Commander Hunter aggressively solicits comments and suggestions from his subordinates. He fosters an environment where team members feel encouraged to voice their opinions because he values their perspective and thoughts. Being receptive to feedback is a fundamental aspect of participatory leadership. Two, his willingness to cooperate. Hunter exhibits a readiness to work cooperatively with his teammates. He participates in conversations and promotes group decision making. The crew members have a feeling of collective responsibility, and teamwork is fostered by this cooperative approach. Three, his ability to examine different points of view. Hunter is willing to take into account different points of views, in contrast to Captain Ramsey. He is willing to consider all of the options before making a decision because he understands how complicated the situations they are in. This contemplation of other viewpoints is consistent with the participatory leadership approach. And lastly, he has the ability to examine authority for the greater good. A pivotal scene in the movie occurs when Lieutenant Commander Hunter challenges Captain Ramsey's choice to fire nuclear missiles without the necessary authorization. Hunter demonstrates a sense of responsibility and dedication to the greater good by challenging authority when he feels it is necessary. These qualities are frequently linked to successful participatory leaders. While Captain Ramsey's authoritative style and Lieutenant Commander Hunter's participatory leadership style are the total opposite of each other, the movie examines the tension and difficulties that result when these different approaches collide with one another. It highlights how crucial it is for leaders to strike a balance between collaboration and authority, particularly in difficult and high stakes situations, which prompts one to consider whether these leadership philosophies are effective in changing circumstances by the movie. Lieutenant Commander Hunter's adaptability contrasts with Captain Ramsey's less flexible approach, highlighting the necessity of a well-rounded leadership style. Because of this, making decisions is greatly impacted by the conflict. Ramsey's unwillingness to explore other options makes him less flexible, whereas Hunter is more inclined to challenge authority and take into account various points of view. This conflict has a significant impact on decision making. Hunter is more likely to question authority and consider different viewpoints, whereas Ramsey is less adaptable since he is unwilling to consider other possibilities. Tension is created between the two because of Lieutenant Commander Hunter's strong leadership versus Captain Ramsey's authority, which prevents the two from having honest communication and teamwork. It highlights how important it is for leaders and followers to have a balanced relationship in order to achieve the best results. In the end, Crimson Tide is a potent example of the careful balancing act that leadership demands. It emphasizes how effective leaders use elements of several styles based on the situation and difficulties that they occur. Thank you.